Hiya Nines, welcome back. This week we will be continuing our introduction into sociology and looking into culture and society, and I'll do a quick introduction of the different perspectives, the four major perspectives that we will look at in sociology. So these perspectives basically tell us how society is running and if it is happy and working well together, or if there's a disconnect in society somewhere and society isn't happy, and who exactly isn't happy, for example. So it'll be a small introduction into that, but at first I want you to have a look at this. Okay, so you'll do it now. You are going on a long journey. Who would you take and who would you leave behind? I want you to justify your answer. Now, just some things to think about. Okay, are they useful? Do they possess any essential skills or cook? Can they hunt or fix things? Are they negative or positive people? Because sometimes we don't think about mood as an essential part of who we are or our day, but actually, if somebody's mood is quite sour, we tend to not have a great day sometimes. Okay, so yeah, think about this, write this down for me please, justify your answer and share it with your parent or carer or somebody in the household. Have a chat with them and see who they would take. For example, like I might take I don't know, Gordon Ramsay, because he can cook so well, or actually he swears too much, so, and his attitude, his mood will really bring me down, so forget him. I'll take Jamie Oliver. Okay, so even though he also is a chef, but actually he seems nicer in person. But yeah, have a chat with somebody in your family, let me know. Okay, so some systems to remember. You know the deal. Your orange highlighter means I'm giving you a clue, or even if I've written something in orange, it means I'm giving you a quick clue. I want you to expand on a belief, or I want you to tell me what you really think, and I'll help you with that. Your green pencil means I just want you to self-assess. Your AO1, remember this is how you're going to be assessed: AO1, AO2, and AO3. AO1 is literally, I've given you a sausage roll, I want you to eat it, and then I want you to regurgitate what you ate, a sausage roll. Okay, so that's just your knowledge and understanding. There's not a lot of skill to that. The only skill I really need you to possess when it comes to AO1 is just remembering. Okay, I want you to regurgitate what I've given you. Okay, just remember what I've taught you. AO2 is application. So apply the knowledge and understanding from AO1. I want you to be able to use it as examples. So sometimes I'll say to you, oh, I really want you to remember this, and then I tell you something, or I'll give you an example, and you're just like, Miss, you were born like 500 years ago. I really can't relate to what you're saying. So application is really applying your knowledge. So I'll give you a concept, and then I'll probably more often than not give you some sort of relatable experience, evidence. But in sociology especially, your evidence will be your studies and our experiments and our sociologists. Okay, and then your AO3 is evaluation and analysis. Now, in terms of evaluation and analysis in sociology, it's actually not that difficult, and I want you to really get to thinking that it's not that difficult, because really you are looking at society. So if I say to you, oh, society isn't really happy at the moment, well, you can tell me why, because you all pretty much have some sort of understanding of the world around you. You can tell me why the world isn't so happy right now. With everything that's going on with Black Lives Matter, for example, some people feeling really left out in terms of feeling left out in terms of school, and we can explore that, for example. Anyway, we'll look deeper into that next year. Fail and sail. Okay, anytime you see a boat, it is our fail and sail. Okay, we might not have it this lesson, but I want to keep it there. So every time you see that, I want you to just don't worry about the answer. I want you to try. So quick recap. What is sociology? I want you to write down what you remember sociology to be from last lesson, and then what I want you to do is take out your green pens. Okay, because we're going to self-assess. So your learning objective for this lesson is to know what sociology is, to understand how sociology is different to other methods of studying people, because remember, we've got loads and loads of ologies. Okay, pause this, finish what is sociology for me, Green pen this please. Sociology explores the social world around us. It is a scientific study of society and human behaviour. Just the way you would study or experiment something in science, you do exactly the same in sociology. We cannot be biased, okay? Now, it is used for advertising, banking, criminal justice, education, government, healthcare, public relations, research especially, clinical sociologists and military. Okay, these are some of the things that you can go into after studying sociology. Now, once you look at the world, like as a sociologist, it's very difficult to not look at the world like that anymore. So actually, you're quite lucky to be in these lessons and to view society the way we get to. Okay, we literally pick everything out. So, ologies, how does sociology compare? So, biologists look and focus on the body, psychologists focus on the mind, sociologists focus on the environment and the social aspects of human behavior. Therefore, we can predict how society is going to be in the future. Okay, so your task is describe what a sociologist looks like. I'm going to give you a second. Pause this for me, please. There is no answer. Okay, a sociologist looks like me. Sociologist looks like you. That's why when I tell you when I give you your tasks, I call you sociologist, because that's exactly who you are. A sociologist doesn't wear a lab coat, for example. They don't look a certain way. Okay, we do look into certain things, and the big questions sometimes, like, why are some people racist? And sometimes it's easy to just say, oh, it's because they're born that way, or oh, it's because they're born into that family, or blah, 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 blah. But actually, when we do look at systematic racism or institutional racism, and racism within different institutions, that's when we realize racism isn't just about the person, isn't just something you learn at home. Okay, so we do vary from one spectrum all the way to the other. We do look at very specific things and very broad things. It depends on if you study society in an interpretivist way or a positivist way. So, biology, psychology, and sociology. So, their perspectives on racism, biologists might look at the genetic differences. Okay, how is a racist person different to an anti-racist person or a non-racist person? Psychologists would examine whether racism is caused by childhood trauma, and sociologists will examine whether a person was socialized with racist values, or look at how ethnic minorities have been scapegoated. Now, that word scapegoated is very important because we have a history of certain cultures or religions being scapegoated, okay, and we do it time and time again. This is your specification. We have two papers in sociology. So your first paper will be the sociology of families and education, and your second paper will be the sociology of crime and deviance and stratification. Now, in both of those papers, you will have a research methods questions in there, because we will constantly be revising, and we will constantly be learning about research methods. Okay. So do have a look at it. Do have a look how many marks are awarded, how much time is awarded, okay? Now, in terms of other sociological questions, these are some of the other sociological questions that we could possibly have, okay? Now, it can be something as personal as divorce, and it could be something as broad as who is more likely to commit a crime.